Welcome to the Big Biz Show.
I'm your number one fan, man. Woo!
Featuring insight and analysis that's second to most.
You don't impress me.
With Russ T. Nailz.
Boogly boogly doo.
And Sully something.
You think he's a real man while you're being tucked in.
Taking a professional look at the markets and investing in stuff through bloodshot eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's just gibberish.
Now, here's Russ and Sully.
Live from the Jeff Television Studios in sunny San Diego, California, on the Biz Television Network, on TiVo Worldwide, and of course, Time Warner Cable. Big Biz Show's on the air. Good to have you along. I'm Sully, your host. There's Russ T. Nailz, everybody.
Hello there, and welcome to the Big Biz Show.
Very nice. Russ is the brains. I'm apparently the
brawn.
Thank you. Nailed it. Listen, lots of stuff going on. Stocks are being driven by Ford's production plan. Ford,
Hey.
remember Ford trucks? Remember Ford Tough? Remember the whole Ford?
That's right.
The whole deal. Oh yeah.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Speaking of that, do you
love that one.
Do you remember the apple pie, the baseball apple pie and Chevrolet song? Remember that?
Baseball, apple pie,
hot dogs, apple pie, Chevrolet. Right? Remember
yes.
that? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
1970 called. They want their shag carpet back. What are you doing over there?
That's good. I'm playing poker with Senator McCain.
We're like. Thank you. Wow.
Thank you.
Nice. Let me tell you what's going on today. First of all, we're going to have a very special program today. Coach Deb is coming in studio today.
That's why I'm not wearing shorts.
Yeah.
I have a desk in front of me.
Yeah, so she's coming in to talk to us. We're going to start over with Social Media 101.
We have to.
Yeah, because the last time I tweeted something, I had to get a napkin. It was, it was, it was.
Cut to the test pattern real quick, would you?
So we're gonna have to go through this from we go. From the very beginning, we're gonna have to take it from the top there. Also, I discovered this new thing called LinkedIn yesterday.
Oh, that's
it's been
pretty
around,
big.
Apparently, it's been around since like 1980.
Yeah, and I have 7 accounts, of course.
Because you
I don't know how
can't.
to
So
get
we're
into any of them.
gonna clean up the whole Big Biz Show social media hour today.
It's all about us.
Coach Deb, yeah.
Thanks for watching.
So I'm going to have Matt Pavich come on. He's going to give me a quick market breakdown, and then we're going to have Deb Cole come on it. Let me tell you what's going on. Equity investors appear to be reaching to a positive outlook. In other words, we're feeling better than we thought based upon Ford's decision to start making more trucks. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, it comes down to this. We don't make more trucks unless there's more. What's the word I'm looking for, Rusty? Demand. That's right. Damn. Yeah, very good. So if you think about this, we were kind of wavering. We were in that Russ's Thunder Tunnel. You know, the technical term for that is called range bound. And range bound means when you've got a stock or a market trading within a certain range, and it's bouncing off resistance and it can't get through support. But at the end of the day, what I want you to think about is that if you have a bit of good news, fundamental good news, not governmental good news, not worldwide Syria good news like a company says, we're making more iPads, we're making more trucks.
Right.
That will get you out of the Thunder Tunnel. You like that?
That's right. A lot of activity in a small location is what I'm talking about. Huh?
You still talking about the market?
I think so.
Because there's a lot of places that have a lot of activity in a small location.
Or our fractional ownership in that racehorse, the part we own.
So we're gonna break out of the Thunder Tunnel. Feeling pretty good about that. So Matt Pavich will talk to us about that today. Get ready for Septaper, though. I'm telling you right now, we're in the very latest Octaper. They're gonna taper off this quantitative easing. This entire bond buying program, $85 million, which you guys know is stimulus.
Every month, the government's writing themselves a check for $85 million.
So they can buy stocks. So
Does that make sense?
It's like being the banker in Monopoly. All right.
You just turn around
and grabbing the gold will.
The gold
bill. So
bill.
the 500 one.
And you tuck it under your back pocket.
Tuck a buck.
Tuck a buck, baby.
Yeah.
I equated it to taking the training wheels off of the economy.
This is very good. That was one of the second smartest thing you said.
I could take the rest of the month off.
Sully, leave those people alone. Just be the product. Was the first smart thing you said. The second is taking the training wheels off the economy.
Yeah.
That should be your new speaking thing around the country. Taking the training wheels off the economy.
I'm leaving right now. I'm off on a tour.
You're just saying that to make me feel good. All right, so tell you what we're going to do. We're going to join live radio here at about 1,500 radio stations, including 175 countries on Clear Channel, Business Talk Radio Network, and, of course, Armed Forces Radio here in just a few minutes. Stand by with us. I'll come back. We're going to have Deb Cole teaching all us everything we need to know about social media, and, of course, Matt Pavich. Russ and Sully on the Big Biz Show, our website, bigbizshow.com. Follow us on Twitter at Big Biz Radio.
Aha! I got an ace in the hole, Senator McCain.
Or at least a fire in the hole.
Welcome to the Big Biz Show.
I'm your number one fan, man. Woo!
Featuring insight and analysis that's second to most.
You don't impress me.
With Russ T. Nailz.
Boogly boogly doo.
And Sully something.
You think he's a real man while you're being tucked in.
Taking a professional look at the markets and investing in stuff through bloodshot eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's just gibberish.
Now, here's Russ and Sully.
Live from the Jump Studios in sunny San Diego, California, on the Biz Television Network, on TiVo, worldwide, Time Warner Cable. So many new affiliates there, and of course on radio, on Clear Channel Media, as well as Business Talk Radio Network, Armed Forces Radio Network. Big Biz Show is on the air. Great to have you along today. Here's what's on the show today, really quickly. I'm going to talk to Matt Pavich briefly about what's going on in the market and what I'm going to be calling Septaper coming up, and then Deb Cole, Coach Deb, is in studio with us today. In fact, Deb, say hello to your minions. I mean your fans.
Fans, friends, followers.
So Deb is going to spend the entire show with us today, taking us from A to Z about social media.
Maybe just A to C.
Yeah. Maybe A. Yeah, exactly right. I heard. Yeah. So we're going to talk to her about that, and I want to kind of take it from the very top with her because. We have not really understood it as well as we should have. And number two, I get a lot of emails when she comes on the air.
Every so often we have little epiphanies, and that's how that. But
yeah.
For the most part, how they all work together.
Hey, you got a little epiphany. Oh, yeah. Huh? Yeah. Work that out. Thanks. So,
that's my dimple.
So we're gonna do that. Before we get to that, though, market responding nicely to what I'm calling some fundamental news. And it's not news from the government. It's not news about the coming from global worries. It's news that we're creating more production in Ford trucks. You know, the only reason Ford would increase production in trucks is why, Rusty Nailz?
Because people want to buy the damn things.
You're damn smart.
You know, and they don't really care anymore about power. It's all about, well, where's the cup holder, and can it interlock with my iPhone?
Do you remember the days when you could buy a new Ford truck and then armor all the seats?
Yeah.
So that when you went around the corner, your girlfriend would slide right next to you?
Absolutely.
And
on a bench seat with that Naugahyde.
Slickered and snot on a wet doorknob.
I had 3 on the tree with my F-150.
Really? What are we talking about here? Is it still a truck?
That's right. The clutch, the whole 9 yards, the big wheel.
So, but the good news. Now, I'm going to bring Matt Pavich. Matt from Presidential Brokerage with us every day. Matt, this is good news that we're seeing some fundamental data drive the market for once, kind of in the middle of this storm. We're all worried about the Septaper and quantitative easing and such. What do you make of all this today?
Well, you gotta like it. I mean, you had some pretty good numbers yesterday. You got some pretty good numbers today. The market's up. Market was up yesterday, so it sold off when the talk of Syria started dominating the headlines. So it does like this, and so maybe they fool us again. Remember, we thought May was going to be a bad month.
Yeah.
Sell in May and go away. September is the worst month of the year historically, and now we're off to a pretty good start.
You know, for me, this is what it comes down to.
He sounds happy.
He does. Well, he probably is happy. He'd be happier if Matt, I suspect you would be happier if we consolidated, right? If we pulled back to like a, the right at the 50-day moving average or something like that. Would that make you happy?
Yes, I'll take that.
What? Tell me why.
I'd like a better entry point. I'll put it that way.
Boy, who wouldn't?
Hey,
hello.
You and me both. That's my bumper sticker.
Yeah, looking for a better entry point, or just another entry point. So here's the deal, Matt. With respect to this, how does this affect the Fed with respect to quantitative easing? And I'm going to say it's probably going to bode worse for the market because based upon the job numbers going to come out this next Friday, if the jobs picture is good, you see what's happening with manufacturing with respect to Ford and Apple and everything else. I guarantee you we're going to be tapering off this month. What are you thinking?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Septaper is upon us, Rusty Nailz.
Okay, I'm ready.
Right. And then does the market like that? That's a great question. It's juxtaposed against each other there. Does the market really want true organic growth, or do they want the stimulus drug?
Hey, let's take a look at the chart you sent over, Matt. The chart of the day was September 1987 versus the current market. Wow. So do you remember what happened in September 1987, don't you? Let me bring you back to a gentler time, Rusty Nailz. The year was 1987. A very chubby Rusty Nailz, ignoring the jeers of the other stand-up comedians in San Diego, decided to put all of his eggs in one basket: pharmaceutical sales, private pharmaceutical sales.
Well,
import, export, and distribution.
I was ahead of the curve.
Yeah, you were. Luckily, he avoided. Take a look at this chart. He avoided what turned out to be
the big one.
Yeah, that thing dropped like a tummy tuck on a plus-size model, Matt. I'll tell you what. So are we at the precipice right here of what could be, for example, a flash crash like we saw in 1987?
You know, it's possible. It is possible. These good numbers, the action in the market. Actually, I went back and looked closer, and maybe later this week I'll show you the charts closer of what September looked like. September kind of started off poorly, finished well, and almost got to the August top. And I still remember walking into the office that morning and my New Jersey boss saying the market's down 500 points.
Yeah, better get going.
And I said, that's a lot, huh?
You know, the first. You know, I think the first.
See that?
Time,
See how smart he is.
First time in my adult life I was on television was that day.
Yeah.
And I was working in I was working in an ad agency. As a as a account executive or something, I was at the tender young age of 26 or 27 years old, and I remember a news crew came up to me and asked me what I thought about the market, and I sat there and I said this.
Not quite sure what happened there.
I think there's a market down in the corner of Century Boulevard in Highland, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I had no idea what the hell I was talking about, but interestingly enough, this market has been compared to that quite a bit, Matt, and hopefully this is where the comparison stops. So let's take a closer look at what we're looking at in the September area, and you can talk us off the edge of that cliff. All right?
Will do.
Thank you, Matt Pavich, Presidential Brokerage. Of course, he is the author of the Pavich Perspective, and he's with us every day.
It's called the Happy Matt.
You feel better or worse when you talk to Matt? Sometimes I feel worse.
Lately, better.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all happy.
Yeah, because he thinks the market's going to pull back. I'll tell you
Well,
what
do you
happy.
think?
Of course, Deb Cole here. Deb Cole,
Conflict here.
CoachDeb.tv.
There we go. This is television, people.
You know, here's the deal.
This is why you have a TiVo box.
Here's the deal about Coach Deb. Coach Deb is a business coach. She is a media analyst, a social media analyst. She's the first author of the book called Twitter Revolution and Secrets of Online Persuasion, which is how I get all my nothing. At the end of the day, she's been a real asset to the program, and she's now a member of the cast. And of course, I'm trying to pitch her on doing her own television program about this stuff.
That'd be groovy.
Because I think people need it. But Deb, welcome to the program once again.
Thank you.
You know, we have all these new affiliates on television now, from New York to Fresno to Dallas to Atlanta, Cleveland, Houston, Philly. Some of these people haven't heard of you before. Why don't you give us a background on what you do?
What I do?
Yeah, what do you do?
So
How do you do?
How do you do? I'll go into a company and I'll look at what they're doing social media wise, and I'll compare what they're doing traditional media versus social media. And then we make the analogy to having them understand radio is now podcasting. TV is now YouTube.
Right.
And once people start making that shift, then they start realizing that there's a huge marketplace, free advertising, free exposure, get top of mind. And if you want to think about social media being just publicity and being top of mind so that you're remembered when people need your services or product, then that's all you need to do is get it. And once people get it, then they start using it.
And isn't it easier now to just hit one button and you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube, you've just Twittered, and your Facebook page is updated.
Right. The world is caught up to social media. So now when you go to a blog, when you go anywhere, there's all the simple ways to just click a button and then retweet something or share something or get it out to your list. So you don't have to always be the one that's clever coming up with something. You could be following other resources and influencers. It's just like reading your newspaper and you see something that's cool. Remember people used to cut it out and clip it and then mail it to people? Now they just retweet it. That's all it is. Retweeting is just seeing an article in a newspaper and sending
it's so funny. So I've got a producer here. I got a producer over at the other radio show, which handles all of my Facebook stuff. All right, like we had the East Lake Little League boys in the studio yesterday, and then a listener came and gave him $20,000. So it was all over Facebook. Great, good stuff. I let Deb know that she'd be here today by just announcing it without asking her on Facebook on Sunday.
That's true,
saying Deb will be here on Wednesday all day. I figure that's the only way I can get her because she doesn't take my calls at 2 in the morning anymore. But the point is, I'm totally missing the boat on Twitter. I have completely missed the boat. And I want to start off with, when we come back to the break, with kind of defining, what you are really, you're not social media agnostic at all. From getting to know you.
I'm an evangelist.
Well, no, but not even that. You're not agnostic with respect to whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. You are the Twitter girl. Although I know you use Facebook, but your favorite kid is Twitter. There's no question about it.
It was only.
Is it changing now?
It is.
Well, don't tell what it is.
Oh,
yeah.
We're going to talk about that at 21 past the hour because it seems to me that you are always banging the drum for Twitter. I see you on Facebook every once in a while, but I mean, you're the thing that we're missing, and we don't tweet.
Yeah, and I have a question about how you split your personal life. Hey, here's my niece and nephew. We're going to the thing or whatever, and then hey, look at this. I'm
yeah, see,
speaking at an engagement.
I got to do that too because I got listeners and viewers.
Yeah,
I
got the wrong people finding out about
you on the weekend as opposed to on the air. I kind of want to avoid that as much as possible. Oops. All right, we're going to talk about that. Let me give you a quick overview of the market today. NASDAQ, Dow, S&P, everything looking in the positive. I'll tell you, we're up against two things. We're up against Syria. There's some concerns there. We're up against Syria. No, we're up against Syria. We're also up against the fact that we've got a jobs number coming out and the possibility of tapering quantitative easing. And then at the end of the day, when you see good news like out of Ford increasing production because the demand for trucks and cars is higher, that's a positive sign. That's a fundamental sign. So I think we're going to look at the moving average, convergence, divergence, see what happens with the moving averages. We're also going to see what happens with see if we're overbought or oversold. I'll explain what that means. Deb Cole in studio with us. Today, we're going to go Social Media 101. I was mentioned on Twitter just now, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the sniff of superiority.
You did it yourself accidentally.
Big Biz Show. BigBizShow.com. Follow us on Twitter, Big Biz Radio. 21 past the hour. Deb tells you who her favorite social media is.
You're born broke and you die broke. They're trying not to take the in-between part too seriously. It's Sully and Russ on the Big Biz Show.
Big Biz Show, BigBizShow.com, CBS, Clear Channel, Business Talk Radio, Armed Forces Radio, and of course on television side, Biz TV, TiVo. And you see that? That's right. If you're new to our radio audience, like the folks in Phoenix at AM 1230, the KFY Business Channel, or the folks in Miami, Florida at AM 1220, WZAB. You know, we're on television at the same time. That's 50 million TV homes strong via Biz TV, TiVo, Time Warner Cable. Great to have you along today. For our television audience looking at that screen of Taxman and The Capitalist. Both those guys will be on the air with us next week. I think Rosbrook's on the air with us tomorrow.
It's a bittersweet moment when those guests come on the show.
Yeah, you don't like it when the taxman comes on because it makes you...
It reminds me of how poorly I'm doing my taxes.
Yeah, that's exactly
And they're coming up. You know, October is some kind of thing, right?
Yeah, quarterly. Your quarterlies do. Plus, your extension. For those,
yes.
Because April 15th is not really the day you file your taxes. It's the day you file your extension, right?
That's it.
So October 15th is when
That's when I have to cut the mustard.
You know, don't do that. Remember what happened last time? We had the fan in
right
here.
before I tweeted.
Deb Cole, Coach Deb's here. CoachDeb.tv is her website. You can follow her on Twitter at Coach Deb. So Deb, let's take it from the very top here with respect to social media. Now, social media encompasses Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Am I missing any?
Google Plus.
Google Plus, YouTube.
Huge for SEO. YouTube, also great for SEO. Think about if you want to be found in the search when people are looking for you. In other words, phone book, right? Yellow Pages.
Yeah, right.
Now it's Google. So Google owns YouTube. Obviously, Google Plus is owned by Google. And so when you share an article or a resource or information on Google Plus, you wind up being found in the search engines. So when people are looking for any type of business and they're typing in keywords that are related to your business, you're found more prevalently on the first page because no one goes to page 2, right?
So just
we
by
want to know
looking
who's
around.
top.
So I'm just going to Google
best.
Sully.
Yeah.
Radio.
And what you come up.
So are you doing yourself any good by Googling?
the first one that comes up.
If you Google yourself during the day, like your company, like, you know.
Yes, you want to Google
Bob's
yourself
Burgers.
often.
There's three.
Yes. Multiple times a day.
I type in Sully Radio. There's 3 million results, and it's Sully Big Biz Show, Sully Kogo. And that's there you go. Wow, that's interesting. I had no idea. Wow.
So, again, if you're at work and you just want to Google your own company, you're increasing your company's chances of moving up the ladder on the list.
And you want to say Google Plus because Googling is searching for something. But if you Google Plus something, that means you're sharing an article or sharing something about your company. And
Rusty
then you're
Nails
found
is the first one that comes up. If I type in Rusty Nails, first one that comes
He's
up.
having fun over here.
Hold on,
He's like, I'm doing Google and searching.
Deb Cole. Wait,
or Coach Deb.
Coach Deb.
So Coach Deb would be what my brand is known for. So
first one that comes up. See, the three of us here are dominating the freaking Google market. The hell is that all about?
And from there, you can find out more about the company or the person, like your 3 arrests back in '84.
Well, we don't like to talk about that.
All right, so Deb, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Let's talk about. So we've got you've sort of got your. Let's say that let's take this down to the business level here. Okay, so let's say that we've got a small business here in let's say Phoenix, our new affiliate, AM 1230, the KFY Business Channel. Let's say one of our listeners or viewers in Phoenix has a business, but they've not dipped even one toe in the water of social media, what is step one? What would you suggest first? You thinking Facebook? You thinking Twitter? You thinking what?
I would start with Twitter only because it's easy.
Okay.
And it's conversational.
Okay.
And it depends what type of business it is. That's what we'll look at. The cigar shop that I had talked about, I think, a week or two ago. Okay. And they decided to start using Pinterest because they thought, oh, well, that's for women. I'm like, well, do women not buy gifts for their husbands and their boyfriends and their fathers?
Women love cigars. Monica Lewinsky comes to mind.
Yes, she does. Exactly. But she might not be the purchaser of, right? But Pinterest is a shopping site where people will share pictures. That's specifically what the social media site is for. So the biggest thing with any company is using each site for what it's used for. So Vine is one of the big video sharing site that's like Twitter, but it's 6-second, real fast video. So it's vine.co.
Some of those are great too.
So you want to use each social medium for what it's used for. So Pinterest would be for pictures. Instagram would be for pictures, and you use hashtag for all of your keywords.
Wait, okay, hold on a second. Hashtag.
Hashtag.
All right.
Yes.
So
it's your favorite word.
Oh, you jumped over there.
Okay, so hold on. Before we get a hashtag, okay, which is going to be the next thing.
Yeah.
So you want to use the social media for what it's intended for.
Correct.
So Twitter is about quick hits, just conversational about your business.
Right.
LinkedIn is about credibility about your business.
It's more like a resume. It's what you've done, what your experience is, people endorsing you.
Okay.
A lot of authors, celebrities.
Thank you.
People in the professional industry will use LinkedIn for their resume.
Okay.
Just CV.
Okay, then let's take it from there. Then you've got Facebook, which is, I'm thinking, Facebook and Pinterest sort of free advertising, right?
It's absolutely free advertising. It's over 1 billion people are on Facebook. So if you're not on Facebook, it is a big mistake. You're missing out.
But using it in what way? Just by posting on my little Facebook page, hey, I'm going.
So that's what's interesting. You guys had asked about, well, where do you separate business and personal?
Yeah.
And right now, social media has merged the two. And there's a thing called transparency, authenticity. It's really not... You don't have a separate life, business and personal. And if you think about it, the people you do business with, right? You know them, love them, trust them. And that's why you do business with them, because you're friends with them.
So then you see a picture of, here's Jimmy making a soccer goal.
Yeah, or making a sandcastle.
You painted my house 2 years ago.
Well, then you might you might not be following your painter, but if you are, you have a connection with them, it increases that bond, and then people will do more business with you because they like
you. Coach Deb, you're doing seminars, people see you, they go, I want to find out more, and then all of a sudden, there you are blowing out candles at a birthday, or you're with your girlfriends at the track, or do you want them seeing that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's just about your life.
But then how loose can you go when you're off line?
You do need to be careful.
Okay,
you know,
put the camera down. Everyone's got a camera.
If you're in Utah and you've got a drink in your hand, might not be good for business.
So
you do have to think about who's your target market,
right?
But if you're in the party scene and you do event planning, maybe that is like in Vegas. Maybe that is a good thing to be seen, right? So it's who's your market, who you reaching, and then what you share will be determined on.
Also, your level of creativity. I would imagine if you just put up a picture of your product, that's easy. But to put together a 6-second video that's kind of fun and watchable, not many people have that creativity. You know what I mean?
That's true.
For Vine.
Vine, yes.
So
for you, it would be a 6-second soundbite joke. It would be perfect for you because you're a comedian.
I've tried to do it, but I'm still working on that.
You need 8 seconds for it. Yeah.
Well, I could.
So then you use YouTube, right? So you use YouTube to display it. So it really depends on what the strategy is for each thing that you're using. For you, it may be just Instagram, and then you would use the hashtag comedy shows, comedian.
Yeah.
So that way when people are looking for a comedian in San Diego and you put San Diego as a hashtag and comedian, they're going to find you.
And the hashtag where?
In your tweet or in your post, in your update. So as you're typing what it is, like, hey, Rusty Nailz performing at such and such studio, and then you put the hashtag. Correct.
I'm starting to think of it. It's almost like
try that right
It's
now.
almost like you can't send an email. You can't send an email address out without putting an email address in. It's almost like the hashtag would be the subject line.
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You can think of it that way.
This whole conversation is about stupid people.
If you think about the
hashtag stupid people.
No, actually, that you'll find a lot of stupid people, and if you do that hashtag. So hashtag is simply a keyword searchable term. That's how you want to think about it. So if you're thinking about advertising, and if you think of your tagline, who you want to target, that's what you want to think about a hashtag, and it's one word, no spaces.
No, you got to go now because I have
comedy.
hours of work.
Now
now we've identified the different social media. Now we've identified the hashtag. Now this is how we're going to get started and make it go to work for you. That's the next part. That's how we're going to deal with it. All right, Coach Deb's in with us. CoachDeb.tv is her website.
Looks like
we are the Big Biz Show, Clear Channel Media. Business Talk Radio Network, 1,500 radio stations nationwide, 175 countries on Armed Forces Radio Network. Of course, 50 million TV homes between Biz TV, TiVo, Ustream, and Time Warner Cable. It is the Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. Follow us on Twitter, Big Biz Radio. Coach Deb tells you what to do with that social media after the... Live from the Jump Television Studios in sunny San Diego, California, on the Business Talk Radio Network, Clear Channel Media, Armed Forces Radio, Biz TV, TiVo, and Time Warner Cable. Big Biz Shows on the air. We're brought to you by Sweeter Life. Get the new Sweeter app for your smartphone, SWEETR. Social discovery, meet some new friends, play some games. Sweeter.
Tongue.
Brought to you by Prudential. Let Prudential be your rock for retirement. Also brought to you by Bayer Advanced. Better science, better results.
You better believe it, baby.
Starbucks Coffee, Napa Auto Parts, a small little restaurant chain called Bloomin' Brands. They own Fleming's Steakhouse, Roy Yamaguchi's Outback Steakhouse, and of course, Carrabba's Italian.
Yes.
You know, and with Carrabba's, it's almost like it's your own Carrabba's, so send us a picture of your Carrabba's.
Please do.
Here on Big Biz Show.
I've walked into a couple of great Carrabba's in my day.
Of course, Tax Resolution Services, the nation's leading tax negotiation mediation firm. At 866-IRS problem. By the way, Michael Rosbrook, CEO of Tax Resolution Service, will be with us tomorrow. Yeah, Carrabba's like your own little family restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And so you know what? I like when listeners send us pictures of their Carrabba's.
Yeah,
it's almost like it's my Carrabba's.
We're going to start posting them right along with the Thunder Triangle, or what was that?
Russ's Triangle of Adventure.
Yeah, we might get to that later.
Can we visit a little Triangle of Adventure?
I think we should, because
can we come back from the break?
This is such hard work working with Coach Deb here on our social media. I just made a new circle. I didn't even know I had circles.
Yeah.
And what circles are. This is a Google Plus feature. So now I know I can put people into their places.
That's right. In their places. You can put people in your place. Exactly. Now you get it.
Wait a second. This is a perfect example.
Yeah.
I think that we need to create a new social media feed for Russ's Triangle of Adventure. Let us show you what this is. Curtis Matovich, of course, our assistant director, Chris Janikas. Let's visit right now, shall we? Russ's Triangle of Adventure.
Thank you, Bob. As I travel the world speaking to companies, corporations, and associations, I find myself at the pool most of the time because I speak at night.
Hold on, wait.
Here in Costa Rica, as you can,
Go back. So in Costa Rica,
that's a bulldog.
As you see, you look through the Triangle of Adventure, and what you see is a perfect triangle with usually a vision behind the triangle. So imagine this for our radio audience. If you're laying on a chaise lounge, and you cross one leg over the other, it creates the triangle. Many people would call the Treasure Triangle or the Triangle of Adventure.
Because you're looking at the wrong part. Here it is. I saw a guitar. That's what I saw through my legs. This is in Palm Springs, so I took the picture. I forgot about my legs.
We'll post these for our radio audience on BigBizShow.com.
The next one was I almost got attacked by a bulldog, and this, once again, the guy behind me yelled out, "Get the ball!" And this is when I pretty much rolled over. And so did the dog. So
continue with Russ's Triangle of Adventure. Yes, interesting, the triangle gets smaller when there's women in the picture.
Well, I moved the lawn chairs, and it's no longer a guitar. It's my...
there you go. Let's look at the next triangle. Hello, there's some wood in that triangle.
There is a little wood, and that's right near Black Rock in Maui, waiting to speak that night. But,
so wood and Black Rock.
There it was, just washed up on shore, and look how
the wood in that triangle.
That wood in the triangle is.
Wow. Last of all, we're going to close Russ's Triangle of Adventure with Cabo San Lucas.
Well, I'm lucky the camera was self-focusing because I was blurrier than I've ever been waking up in Cabo.
That's Rusty Nailz Triangle of Adventure.
So mail us your Carrabba shots, and we'll start our own page.
So can we create a Facebook page called Russ's Triangle of Adventure?
You may.
And then do a tweet.
Is there a tribe to follow that?
Well, I believe so. As we start posting Triangle of Adventure pictures. Haven't you ever seen the new website, the new Facebook thing, Hot Dogs or Legs? Have you seen Hot Dogs or Legs?
Not.
Curtis, go on Facebook and type in the search engine Hot Dogs or Legs.
Okay.
People take little hot dogs and they put them together so it looks like a woman's legs sitting on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we should do Russ's Triangle of Adventure.
Well, I think
so. If we were to do this, Deb.
Yes.
First step one. What do we do?
You would be attracting all the frat boys everywhere to follow your show.
There's a lot of them.
There you go.
So Russ's Triangle of Adventure.
It works for advertising.
Yeah, Rusty's Triangle of Adventure.
Right.
So where do we start first? Twitter feed or Facebook? All right.
I would again, Twitter. You have to get a username that's going to be short and sweet.
And Twitter, do you get pictures on Twitter? Because I've posted
Yes.
pictures on Twitter. I don't know who saw them.
Yes, and that is what people used to do. They would tweet, they would put a picture, and that was the place to share things really quickly. Now, Instagram and Pinterest is the picture sharing site. So that's where you'd want to go to put them on Instagram and then have them link up to your Twitter feed and Facebook. So you just put it in one place, hashtag in the comments, and it blasts it out to all of your social media sites.
And I thought Pinterest was all pictures of like, here's the newest candle with sand on it, and here's the newest wagon.
No, it's anything you want it to be. That's the beauty of social media. There are no rules as far as one person could be doing it one way, one person could be doing it another way. So the bottom line is the more fun and personal it is, that's where you're going to attract people that are like you, and that's who you attract to your business. So if you're
this is the perfect case of target marketing.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so
there may
Twitter
be people who
first.
don't like that, but that's okay. You're polarizing people and attracting only the people that are like you.
All right. So one thing I've learned from you though. So if we start this triangle of adventure, Russ T's Triangle of Adventure at Russ T's Triangle of Adventure.
Right. Yeah. People follow him along.
Well, the first thing we should do is have him follow other people.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's step number one. If
That's
you want
correct.
Twitter followers,
You should follow people.
You follow.
So who would he follow? Like Hot Dogs or Legs and the Most Interesting Man in the World? Like
I would
like
go
some of the comedy type things?
Yes, and I would put in the hashtag or in Google or search.twitter.com, put in hashtag terms. It's not scary. Just put in the terms. So put in comedy shows, comedian,
hashtag,
and then start following the people in your genre, in your industry, in your interest level, basically.
Or
or
how about people like banking and people that are so bored that they would look forward to something stupid like this?
Absolutely. So now you're getting it. Twitter is the water cooler conversation. It's where people talk about the shows that they watched on the weekend, right? People don't work all day, 8 hours a day, right?
Drunk History is my new favorite show too. Drunk History, have you seen it?
No, I have not.
I'm telling you guys.
That's the
YouTube.
show?
They don't need
Drunk History.
They already have a Drunk History, like they already have a Run Burgundy.
But
okay, let's create a new one. How about Heroin History?
Well,
or crack addict history or something different. Okay,
the budget's a little higher for something like that.
Yes, it is.
Scotch, crack. I don't know.
But based upon your old business, I'm sure that we have some connections for that. All right, so we've got.
Well, think about that right there. What you just said. You're following different shows, right? There's reality shows. The biggest thing right now is reality shows. Soap operas, no one watches them anymore because they think of them as fake. They think, oh, reality TV is like people watching. So you are entertainers, not just business owners. You're entertainers. So the more people can follow you, and you have a tribe, and there's a theme to follow you. And again, obviously you're a comedian, but if you're a business owner, you still have personal interests and hobbies. Maybe you play tennis, maybe you play golf, whatever it is. Maybe it's soccer.
Ponies,
you share your interests, and then you attract those people that are like you, and that's who you do business with.
God, that's a full-time job, just running your little social media thing.
It could be, or it's just
for someone else.
It's just like right now during break, we just Instagrammed it, and then we tagged you, right? So boom, it's done. It's fast.
I just logged onto Google Plus, and I've created. I didn't even know I needed this circle of friends. I have these circles of friends, and they can be in 2 different circles. You can have them
circles here too.
That's what your eyes. But you can have a friend who's also you work with them,
Correct.
so they get to see certain things.
Yes. Right. With Google Plus, what's nice about that is you can share, say, business articles with just all of your business contacts. You can share your personal stories, your nieces and nephews with your family. Right? That's your circle, just your family.
Oh, good.
So you can decide who you allow to see that. Same thing with Facebook. You can create filters that you only show certain posts to certain people. So you may have different lists that you show it to in Facebook. So you can choose. You don't have to show everything to everyone.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so at the end of the day here, so we're going to start off with Twitter and Google Plus. When is the time to dip your toe in the water of Facebook?
Right away.
Right now.
Those are the
top
three that
Google
I would
Plus,
start with.
Twitter, and Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get organized now. So once we have these things in place,
correct.
Tell us the first thing we ought to be tweeting, the first thing we ought to be Facebooking, the first thing we ought to be Google Plusing. Is there like a standard intro when you step out into the market, or does it not matter?
Think of it this way: if you went to a networking party and you introduced yourself, what would you say?
I'd say, excuse me, I didn't mean to burp that scotch on your shoulder.
My bad.
I'm Sully, and that's Rusty Nailz. I would actually, I don't know what I would say. I'm not. I think didn't we have a girl on the air with us at one point that said secrets for people, networking for people who hate networking, and I said you probably should just rename the book Sully.
Yeah.
Because I just hate that. I can't stand that. So I don't know.
Do you ever go to a party? Are you antisocial? Are you an introvert?
Okay. I don't think I'm introvert. I think I'm antisocial, though.
So this is perfect. So introverts love social media because you get to think about what you want to say before you actually say it. So you don't look stupid. You don't have to eat your words.
Are very close. So I think both.
In your case, that might be.
No, but I think honestly, I mean, I spend my days talking to in the morning, and then in the afternoon. Well, in the afternoon again, you know, I'm in a. So when I go out in public,
oh, he's cute.
But
But here's the thing, Sully, right?
I'd like to. I do. He shakes a little.
You're talking at people on the radio. You're talking with
to
them,
people on the radio.
but it's with on Twitter. In other words, you can say things on the radio, and then you segue it and get to know your fans back and forth. It becomes a two-way conversation.
So for me,
right now we're having a one-way conversation.
So should I just start?
We could have a three-way.
We could have a three-way. Well, I guess this is a three-way conversation. But our fans are not participating. They're just listening.
Or four. Curtis
right? They're
is
just
available.
watching.
I just
He's a good videographer. We'll get this on YouTube by midnight.
Hey, what about the water boy out there?
There.
Should have had that.
Focus.
Okay,
so again, this is now a party of 3 and maybe 6 and Joanna in the audience, right? So it's the people that are just in our group.
Right.
But now if we took this to Twitter, all of a sudden now it's thousands and millions of people participating in our conversations and being a voyeur and watching. That's the beauty of social media. This is a one-to-one conversation. We want one-to-many.
That's
and get more exposure on our
51
business.
past the hour. We're going to execute this whole thing. Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com.
I'm going downstairs and getting a little costume.
Don't do that. That's stupid. Hot dogs or legs.com. Big Biz Show.
That really looked like a hot dog.
That's no hot dog, Deb.
She's a lady talking.
You are enjoying Russ and Sully on the Big Biz Show. Well, enjoying might be a stretch for some. Here's Russ and Sully.
Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com.
That's great.
Coming to the top of the hour, Matt Pavich will join us, and we've got more of Coach Deb. Rusty Nailz, Sully, bigbizshow.com is our website. CBS Radio, Clear Channel Media, Armed Forces Radio Network, and of course on the television side, Biz TV, TiVo Worldwide, and Time Warner Cable. Coach Deb's here, her website, coachdeb.tv. You can follow her on Twitter at Coach Deb. You have a Facebook page, Deb?
Absolutely, Deb Cole.
Deb Cole.
Yep. Or Coach Deb as the fan page.
Coach Deb's the fan page. Okay.
Coach Deb everywhere.
Okay,
and that's
can we talk next week about fan pages? Because I don't understand the difference between a page and a fan.
Absolutely.
So happy I just did my first hashtag.
Yay!
Okay.
Woo! All right, very good.
Congratulations, Rusty.
All right, so let's talk, so let's chat about this real quickly. Give us a prescription. Okay, so let's say we've got our Facebook page set up.
Okay.
We got our Twitter page set up.
Right.
We got our Google Plus set up, and we've
Good.
got our Pinterest set up.
The nice thing about Google is you've already set up your Google Plus when you have a Gmail account. So it's not even that difficult.
Okay, so
it's already set up.
Is that what happened?
Yes,
Okay.
and you have a YouTube channel when you set up a Google Gmail account because it automatically creates YouTube for every email address that you have on Gmail.
What if you had one before? Do you now get a new one?
You actually now have a TV show channel, YouTube channel under that email address. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got several Gmail accounts. We got for the television studio that we own. We've got for.
So choose one, and then this is the biggest thing. You asked for a prescription, right? First of all, get a brand and then stick to that across the board for everything. So that way, when I go and meet people at networking events, you don't need a business card. It's Coach Deb everywhere.
But here's the problem with that. So we got a national television program, then I also got a local radio program.
So then you would have 2 accounts because one is to
that's what I have.
advertise
So
the
I got
national
2 brands,
program.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of people have
See?
2 businesses. I think every entrepreneur that I know has multiple businesses. So you have a brand. So Joanna in the audience, right? She's got her bikini line, right? It's Miss Kinsman bikini line, but she also is a social media manager, right? So she has 2 different brands, but people who know her know that she does both, right? They know that she's in the industry with internet marketers, and yet she also has this cool bikini line.
Yeah.
So the wives and everyone get to know her, and they're like, oh, this is an awesome bikini line, and they buy her product. So there is a cross-brand pollination if you are the brand. So Joanna Kinsman is the brand, and then she does multiple things. So Sully is the brand,
Damn right.
And then you have multiple TV stations, radio stations producing, right? That's what you want to think about first is what's the brand, and then be consistent across all of your channels. And then you asked about how often to tweet. It all depends what your audience is like. What's your tribe's consumption rate? Do they like reading? Then share more often, right?
So as a comedian, a headline pops up, you get a USA Today feed, and boom, boom, you can comment on that right away and
absolutely
send it out.
And for you, you're a comedian. People like following you because you give them a break throughout the day. That's the water cooler conversation.
Right on.
You're entertainment for them. You're the people we follow to give us that. You know, think about the funny pages, right?
Yeah.
You're the funny pages.
Great.
Right? So when I first started my Twitter account, I would actually follow people that were entertaining and funny just because it broke up the monotony of business.
Of the breakup.
So you could so you could tweet every hour.
Call me Family Circus.
It all depends how much advertising do you want, how much exposure do you want.
So you can tweet every hour.
Absolutely.
But
you could tweet even more.
But you can't Facebook every hour.
You could.
But doesn't that get
no?
Who cares
Because
now?
here's the thing.
Making your own
Some
rules.
people-
It's Wild West,
hold on a
baby.
second, though. I think the bikini Facebook page, I want them to
Could I
update
go
every
there?
30 seconds.
Right.
By the way,
right.
you mentioned a
so she would,
bikini
yes.
line.
What's the name of the website?
Could I go there right now?
Miss Kinsman. MissKinsman.com.
All right, you guys pull that up on the website
we'll
for
do
us.
that. Go ahead, keep talking while we're a little busy.
They're like, okay, forget business.
Anytime we can
forget
have-
social media.
anytime we
let's
get a
go to
bikini,
line.
Well, you don't get this too often, but you're interesting and everything.
Yes.
But come on,
I know.
Okay,
I'm not
so-
competing with bikinis.
Hang on a minute. So just so I understand this.
Yes.
So we have so Twitter, tweet as much as you want. Facebook, when does it get prohibitive, invasive? Like, email can be invasive after a while.
Oh, yeah.
Does Facebook ever get invasive?
No, because people choose when they want to go there, and then they scroll through the
No,
newsfeed.
because if you're
But
OCD
think
like
about-
me and you have one of those little red circles that says 1 on it over the Facebook thing on your iPhone, I have to clear it.
Oh, that's interesting.
See, I have to clear it. Okay?
Interesting.
It's
That's
almost,
awesome.
I'm
That
almost
means
like,
every
I'm-
message gets
I'm almost
to you.
like Rain Man when it comes down to you know on your iPhone, if you have Facebook for iPhone, the little red circle has you got 3 messages. I got to clear those damn things or I can't move forward.
So you're an excellent driver on Sundays?
As a matter of fact,
Excellent
I am.
That and sometimes you get chubby fingers get on and you're like, oh shoot, and then you got to go back and then it pops up and then you got
That's actually interesting because I don't know many people who will actually look at it the moment that it comes in.
I do. I can't help myself.
That's interesting. But here's the thing, Sully, not
Sully.
every one of your
Fingers you
updates
have
go to
used
people.
are too fat.
Yeah, that's happening a lot.
Yeah, it is. And
Fat fingers.
I have. Okay,
problem.
so I guess one of the last things here, Deb, is that at one point.
It's lingerie
Hold on a
inspired
second.
swimwear.
At one
it has caused heart attacks.
Okay,
Yeah,
at one
if that's what
point I
you're
have
looking
to
at.
ask.
Yes.
Is there ever a time to abandon your Facebook page or for example, let's just say it ain't working for you.
Right.
Okay. Now, we have an unfair advantage because we have microphones and television cameras. Let's say Joe Sixpack starts one.
Right.
He's going to start a brand, and the thing just fails. You can't really cancel this crap. There's no delete
You
this
can
account
disable your account on Facebook.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that's the sad thing that most people get involved and they think, oh, I'm going to get on it. And they don't have any type of social media strategy.
Right.
So that's the first thing to do is have a strategy. Just like you have a marketing strategy, just like you have a business plan, you should have a social media strategy. Otherwise, you're going to go on and you're going to fail.
Okay.
But yes, you can disable it. You can delete it. They always have an archive, just like every text of yours. You can delete your text stream, but it still exists in the ether. But it doesn't show up in search.
That's for the FBI,
So if you
Russ.
disable it,
they're watching me.
it will
The
be
reason-
gone from
So
search.
the authorities have
Hear
it
the helicopter, Bob. Good.
Yeah. So okay. So I think that the first thing we need to do here before you come back next week,
Yeah.
Russ T's Triangle of Adventure.
Start the Facebook
It's gonna be
page.
your
Start
new
the Facebook
tribe.
page, the Twitter,
Yeah.
the Google Plus, and the Pinterest. Wow. Can you imagine the women
And
posting pictures of the Russ T's Triangle of Adventure?
I better leave then this weekend right away for somewhere like the Bahamas.
I think so,
and start
too.
getting,
And yes, for your fans.
Why don't you
business
go? Why don't you
expense.
go to Atlantis
Awesome.
this next week? We'll send you.
All right.
We'll send you to Atlantis next week.
Yeah, for-
and will you send maybe a shot or two?
a day?
Yes. For
Okay.
Russ T's Triangle of Adventure.
I'll go down the big slide into the Shark Tank.
Deb and I will
In a
set
triangle.
up the pages for you.
Okay.
And we'll
I can
manage them
upload
from here.
there?
And let's see by next week. When are you going to be? When will you
I
be?
think I
with
need
your
to,
tangerine speedo.
I
at the
should
beach?
sell some
Don't you need
bikinis
an
while I'm
assistant?
down there.
Yes, you should definitely sell.
Oh, he'll
bikinis. There we
believe me.
go.
He'll
We've got a
find an
business.
assistant.
Right there.
I might need an
this morning was
assistant for
productive.
there's some triangle of adventure.
As usual. All right, stand by because it ain't over yet. We got Matt Pavitt with Presidential Brokerage. Also more of Deb Cole coming up in hour number 2.
How about this Brazilian scrunch bottom? I'd like a couple of those.
Brazilian Scrunch Bottom was my street name and the name of my heavy metal band, by the way. Big Biz Show. BigBizShow.com. Chris Janikas, our director. Curtis Matovich, our assistant director. David Kamatoy, our producer. David Gilroy. I have no idea what he does, but he's on the payroll. Chris Snyder handling the board in New York for Business Talk Radio Network. Neil Larimore holding the fort down for Clear Channel Media. Jeff Riley for Armed Forces Radio Network. God bless our military men and women serving our country overseas and underway, and God bless you for what you do. North Star Studios handles the uplink for television. I'm Sully. That's Russ T. Nailz. It's the Big Biz Show. BigBizShow.com is our website. Follow us on Twitter at Big Biz Radio. More Big Biz coming up.